In the previous video we will look at some font styling properties. Now in this video we're gonna look at some text styling properties. The first property that I will explain here is color. I already applied this property in this h1 tag. As you can see here, color is red. So this is the first text styling property, and which is very important to styling any text. The color property is used to set the color of a text. As you can see here, we use this property to change color of this heading. And if I go to my browser, and as you can see, the color of this heading is red. If you want to change it, just go to our text editor and change this color to red to, let's say, green. Save it and go to our browser and refresh the page. And now as you can see, our heading color is changed to green. So in this way we can use this color property to change any text color. The next property that we will explain is the direction, which is very important as well. Let's say I need this heading direction from right to left. If you go in the browser and check out this heading, first of all I'm just lower this paragraph text. So I'm just go to my text editor and just change this font size to 20 pixel and font weight to bold. Save it and go to our browser and refresh the page. And now the paragraph is look much better. So as you can see, this heading is now left to right, but I want this heading from right to left. So how I can do that? I just go to my text editor, and after this color property I'm just give a enter and type our next property called direction. And in direction we just add RTL. RTL stand for right to left, then semicolon. Save the file and go to our browser and refresh the page. And now as you can see, our heading is moved from left side to right hand side, because we are just clarify in this direction property we want our heading direction from right to left, so it will go to the right. And if I add some more text in the heading, something like we add some more text and save it and go to our browser and refresh the page, and now as you can see, our text is coming from the right hand side because the direction of this heading are right to left. If we go back to our text editor and our style sheet, and if we remove this direction right to left to give this left to right, which is LTR. LTR stand for left to right, and save the file and go to our browser and refresh the page. Now our heading are back to in our left side, and if we add some more text it will appear from our left hand side. So in this way you can change any text direction using these direction properties. The next property that I will explain here is the letter spacing. This property will add some space between the letter. So let's see how it look like. I give a enter after this direction property and I type letter spacing. And in letter spacing, let's say we just add 10 pixel and then semicolon. Save the file and go to our browser and refresh the page. Now when I refresh the page, now as you can see, this heading are now stretched. Why this heading are stretched? Because each letter in this heading now have 10 pixel width in it. Because we add 10 pixel letter spacing in this heading. So now in this heading, each letter now have 10 pixel space on it. If you think this space is too much and we don't want that much of space in this heading, you can easily remove this space from here and change it to something smaller than 10 pixel, something like 5 pixel, and save the file. Go to our browser and refresh the page. When you refresh the page, now each letter have 5 pixel space in it. So in this way we can use this letter spacing property to add spaces between letters in a text. Now the next property that I will explain here is word spacing. In previously we can see the letter spacing, now we can see the word spacing. This property is used to add a space between words. This letter spacing property are used to add space between letters, and now we can add space between word. So I just give a enter after this letter spacing property and now type word spacing and give 10 pixel. Save the file, go to our browser and refresh the page. Now as we can see, we have 10 pixel space between each word. It's similar to the letter spacing. Letter spacing adds space between letters and word spacing adds space between words. If you can increase this 10 pixel to 20 pixel or so on, the space between words are also being increased, as you can see here. So in this way you can add spaces between words using this word spacing property. Now the next property that we will explain here is text align. This property is used to align the text of a document. So after this word spacing, I'm just give a enter, and before we write our text align, we just remove this 20 pixel word spacing to something similar to letter spacing is 5 pixel and save the file. Now after this word spacing, we just type text align, and then in text align we have three options: right, left and center. The right option will write the text, the center option will center the text, and the left option will left align the text. So let's see one by one. First let's type here right and then semicolon. Save the file, go to our browser and refresh the page. And when I refresh the page, now as you can see, our text are aligned to the right hand side because we add our text aligned to right. Now let's add the center. Save the file and go to our browser and refresh the page. And now as you can see, our text is now center. And now let's add the last option, which is left. Save the file and go to our browser and refresh the page. Now as you can see, our text is now the left hand side. So in this way you can use this text align property to align your text left, right or center. Now the next property that we will explain here is text decoration. This property is used to underline, overline and strike through text. So let's see how it look like. So after this text align, I'm just give a enter and type text decoration and now type our first option, which is underline, and then give a semicolon. Save the file, go to the browser and refresh the page. Now as you can see, this heading now have an underline in it. Now let's type our next option, which is line through. Save the file and go to our browser and refresh the page. Now as you can see, this is now a line through text. The line are between the text. And now let's type our next option, which is overline, and go to our browser, refresh the page. Now as you can see, and as we expected, the line is now over the heading. And now we have another option which not use much more, which is a blink. Save the file and go to our browser and refresh the page. This option will remove the line. So in this way you can decorate a text using text decoration property. Now the next property that we will explain here is text transform. This property is used to capitalize text or convert text to uppercase or lowercase. So let's see how it look like. After this text decoration, I'm just give a enter and type text transform. And now type our first option, which is capitalize. Save the file and go to our browser and refresh the page. Now as you can see, first letter of every word in this heading are now capitalized. So let's try our next option, uppercase. Save the file and go to our browser and refresh the page. Now as you can see, our all text are now caps. So this will uppercase all the text. Now let's try our next option, lowercase. Save the file and go to our browser and refresh the page. Now as we can see, this option will lowercase all the text. So in this way we can use this property as we want in our project. So these are some text styling properties that we will use in CSS to style a text.